بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the grace of Allah, we begin a brief commentary of Quran. We reach to chapter Nisa, the fourth chapter of Quran, which is revealed in Medina. It has 176 verses. Please listen to verse 15.
واللاتي يأتين الفاحشة من نسائكم فاستشهدوا عليهن أربعة منكم فإن شهدوا فأمسكوهن في البيوت حتى يتوفاهن الموت أو يجعل الله لهن سبيلا.
And as for those who are guilty of an indecency from among your women, call to witnesses against them 4 witnesses from among you. Then, if they bear witnesses, confine them to the houses until death takes them away or Allah opens some way for them. In this verse, Allah is talking to the men regarding to some women who commits adultery while they have husbands. In previous verses, Allah talked about inheritance, about men and women, husband and wife, and children and parents, how they get inheritance from each other. And after that, Allah said, Tilka hududullah, they are the limits of Allah and nobody should pass the limits. Since Allah started to talk about passing the limitation, Allah says one of the very important limitation between the family is not to have relation to any other person other than husband. The relation between husband and wife is so important. The man has no permission to commit adultery, and a woman is the same, and the punishment for both of them is very, very difficult and very severe chastisement and punishment. Allah says, وَاللَّاتِي يَأْتِينَ الْفَاحِشَةَ مِن نِسَائِكُمْ. If one of your ladies committed fahisha. Fahisha is something which is very, very bad. Either some actions or some words, saying some sentence which is very bad words, a bad sentence, is called fahisha. In Quran, the word of fahisha is repeated about 13 times, and in different places is used with different meanings. Sometimes it is used with the meaning of adultery, sometimes homosexuality, sometimes other bad deeds or bad words. But here, interpreters of Quran have mentioned that in this verse, Allah is talking regarding to the women who have husbands and they commit adultery, which is called in Arabic as zina al-muhsine. Zina means adultery, and muhsine is a lady who has husband and at the same time goes and commits adultery. Allah says, وَاللَّاتِي يَأْتِينَ الْفَاحِشَةَ مِن نِسَائِكُمْ. Those women who commit fahisha here, as we said, scholar says Allah meant adultery. Min nisaikum, from your women. When it says from your women, it means those who have husband, your wife or your women. فَاسْتَشْهِدُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ أَرْبَعَةً مِّنْكُمْ. Allah says, if you want to prove that they have committed such a adultery, such a sins, you should bring 4 witnesses. These 4 witnesses should testify that they have seen by their eyes that these women have committed adultery. Not to testify that these men and women, they were in one room, they were talking about something, they slept with each other. No, it is not enough. They should testify that they have seen everything 100%. It means when they say something and they testify something, that still there is a chance, although with a very, very low percentage, that they haven't committed adultery. It means they haven't done everything. Still, adultery will not be proven. Adultery will be proved if 4 witnesses, while they are just, they are men, and they testify that they have committed adultery and they have seen by their eyes everything. Although it is very, very difficult, if we don't say it is almost impossible, because these 4 men should testify, should see it at the same time that they are just, they are adil. If they had a plan to go and see such a thing, of course this is wrong and it is a sin. Nobody can do such a things. Nobody can search for other men and women what they have done it. To see such a thing as an accident, although it is very, very rare, if we don't say it is impossible. But if it happens, of course Allah says, فَإِن شَهِدُوا, if they testify, it means 4 men who are just, and they testify that they have seen everything. فَأَمْسِكُوهُنَّ فِي الْبُيُوتِ, keep these women at home. حَتَّى يَتَوَفَّاهُنَّ الْمَوْتِ, until they die. Until the death comes to them, it means until these women die. When they had husbands and they committed adultery, and 4 men will come and testify with such a details that I'm going to explain a little more, yes, at this situation, they should be kept at home until they die. أَوْ يَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ لَهُنَّ سَبِيلًا, or otherwise, Allah will send another solution, another way to help them. As we said, of course, 4 men should testify. This is very, very important. Although this punishment is very, very severe, as we said, Allah doesn't want anybody commits adultery, but at the same time, Allah has mentioned certain rules that it is very rare. If we focus very well and we try to understand, we understand that Allah doesn't want people will be encouraged to come and testify. It's not necessary to come and testify. And Allah has put certain rules until these 4 men will not be encouraged to come to testify. Allah doesn't want a person to be punished to stay home permanently until he dies, in prison for life. But if it happens, of course, Allah says do it. But how it is possible that 4 men will see it and come and testify? Islam is so serious that if 3 men will come to the court and they testify that we have seen by our eyes, and another person, the 4th, haven't come yet, they say he's coming in the evening, Islamic rule says these 3 men should be punished right now because they accused, they had a false accusation for a lady because it is not proved. They are not 4 people, they are 3. So punish them and beat them with the lashes, 80 lashes, 80. And when the another person is coming, also beat the other one because he is one person. And don't wait until the other will come. Inshallah, in next section, I would like to explain a little more to see how Islam is very harsh and very, very difficult regarding to this issue. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.